But then how did the magician show us the empty box? Concealed inside is a false bottom that's hinged to swing up, revealing the hole. This stick, mounted on the table, keeps the false bottom open, allowing the magician to access the hole. So when he puts the bird into the box, he's really reaching through the hole and placing it in a receptacle that's concealed under the table. The big box is constructed with the same setup, a false bottom above a hole in the table. When he appears to pull the second bird from the big box, it's really the same baby chick. But how did it get from beneath one box to the other? The secret here is controlled by this hidden pedal. Built into the leg of the table is a line that operates a spring-loaded mechanism that's connected to the secret receptacle. These backstage angles show how the magician uses the pedal to maneuver the receptacle. Here's how the chicken goes for a ride. Here we see how the chick is moved from beneath the small box to the big box. This creates the illusion that the magician is removing many chickens from the big box. When he takes what appears to be the final chick from the big box, he places it in the receptacle where it waits to be removed later. The magician is now free to show the box empty. And that's how it's done. You'd have to be a bird brain to be fooled with this one again. Next, the magician will perform a minor miracle with an ordinary deck of playing cards. As we can see, there's nothing special about the cards. Let's hope there's something special about the trick. He covers the cards with an empty wooden box. Next, he gives the cards a good shake, so we know they're securely held inside the box. Watch. The magician now takes a pair of scissors, waves them over the box, and makes some magical snipping motions in the air. Another shake, and the cards have been cut to pieces by magic. This isn't what they mean when they say cut the deck, but the masked man never plays by the rules. He gathers the cut pieces and returns them to the box. Oops, don't forget those. We want to play with a full deck. He returns the pieces, then places the lid back onto the box. A magical shake, and then the cards are back in one piece. Or 52 pieces. You know what I mean. They're whole again, by magic. So, how does the magician place the seemingly ordinary deck of cards into the box, make a few waves with the scissors, and reveal the deck has been magically cut to pieces? Here are the secrets. First off, a small tray containing cut cards is concealed in the wooden box. When the trick begins, the magician supposedly shows us that the cards are real by fanning a few of them off the top of the deck. Notice it's just a few. That's because the rest of the deck is really a solid plastic shell. Here's another secret. When he turns the shell over, we can see that it's hollow and filled with pieces of cut cards. Before the illusion began, the magician filled the hollow shell with the cut pieces. He closes the shell with the base of the wooden box, then places a few cards on top of the shell to make it appear like an ordinary deck. During the trick, he covers the fake cards with the wooden box and shakes it. This move is to conceal the fact that he's simply flipping the entire box over, so that the base is now on top. This way he can reveal the cut cards, while the real cards are beneath the shell. He makes a few magical snips with his scissors to create the illusion that he's cutting the cards, then reveals the cut pieces that have been hidden in the shell. To restore the cards, he simply covers the box and turns it back over. This action places the real cards back on top of the upside-down shell and hides the cut cards from view. Presto! Back in one piece. Cutting cards by magic. Simple, when you know the secrets.
Coming up next, the secrets to squeezing a beautiful girl into a tiny box and punching a hole straight through her. Then, the incredible street magic trick that proves the mysterious powers of ESP. Plus a 16-ton trolley rises, then vanishes in the blink of an eye.
For his next illusion tonight, the magician will employ this peculiar cabinet. As we can see, it's built with octagonal cutouts in the top and bottom sections. He'll also employ the help of an assistant. Some employment agency. He invites the girl to step into the box. Knowing what it means to her career, she obeys. He closes the bottom section of the cabinet and closes the door. Next, he closes the top half, but we can still see the girl inside. She gives us a cute little wave goodbye and then lowers a black shade behind the cutout. Next, the magician begins to lower the top section of the box down onto the bottom section, squeezing the girl inside. She's now been crushed down into that tiny box. No matter, he employs a bunch of girls. He gives the box a little spin so we can see each side. And sure enough, another assistant brings the magician an octagonal tube, among her other gifts. As we can see, it's empty. Next, he places the tube into the matching cutout in the box, a perfect fit. But has he forgotten there's still a crushed girl inside that box? Maybe not. The tube goes completely through the hole. As we can now see, it allows us a view all the way through to the other side. The girl in the box is gone, or she's been crushed and then impaled by that 8-sided tube. Either way, it's not pretty. The magician removes the tube, and his assistant takes it with her as she leaves. She giveth and taketh away. Next, the magician lifts the top section of the box back up just a bit, and it rises the rest of the way by magic. Tricky little cabinet. And there's the girl. Tricky little devil. He opens the cabinet and she steps out, completely free of crushing or puncture wounds, and looking great. What's her secret? So, how did the magician jam his beautiful assistant down into the small cube, puncture her with the 8-sided tube, and magically restore her to one stunning piece? Here are the secrets. The deception begins the second the assistant lowers the shade, hiding her from view. Once the shade is down, she releases 2 wedges that are holding the top half of the cabinet in place. This section can now easily slide down over the bottom box. But where does she go? First, she stands up and holds the upper box as it's pushed down. This creates the illusion that the magician is crushing her into the bottom box, yet allows her to safely control the action as she sinks down. The box contains several more secrets that allow her to fit. First, the base of the box is much deeper than it appears. When the box is empty, we can see that there is a lot of room for the girl to sit out of harm's way. The next secret is in the sides of the box. They're constructed of spandex, which expands to allow more room for the girl's back and legs. This black fabric isn't detected due to the deceptive paint job on the box. But even if she's managed to squeeze into the bottom box, how does the magician puncture it with the 8-sided tube? Here's the next secret. First, the girl removes a false panel at the back of the box. Then as the magician slides the tube through the octagonal hole, he's careful to keep it precisely on target. The assistant presses her back and legs against the side of the box, allowing the tube just enough room to slide through. With the top replaced with plexiglass, we can see how she helps feed the tube through the hole and manages to stay out of the way. Upon closer inspection, we can see how critical it is that she press against the sides to make room for the tube. Next, the magician simply reverses the action and removes the tube. The girl now has room to exhale and relax for a moment before her big reveal. She stands up, lifting the top box, creating the illusion that the magician is making it rise by magic. Of course, she's simply pushing it up as she stands. Presto, a magically restored girl. Congratulations, Masked Man. She did it again.
Up next, find out how street magicians prove they can read minds and change ordinary dollar bills into genuine 50s. And then, the magician makes a San Francisco trolley car levitate, then disappear.
Here's another trick street magicians play on unsuspecting victims. The masked magician is using one of his assistants to stand in for a randomly chosen volunteer. He tells her to think of the name of a friend or family member and write it on a pad of paper. He turns his back so he can't see what she's writing. When she's finished, she puts the cap back on the pen, tears off the sheet of paper, and hands the pen and pad back to the magician. She shows us the name, Mary. Remember, the magician can't see it, and normally he'd be using a random volunteer. Next, the assistant folds the paper into a small packet as instructed. The magician turns back around and presents a lighter and an ashtray. You can probably figure out what's going to happen next. The assistant places the folded paper into the ashtray, and the magician uses the lighter to set it ablaze. Feel the burn? Those are real flames, so don't try this at home.